What up, bitches? Switching it up, girl.
I know. Seriously, check you out.
I'm Davey Wavey, creator of Himeros.tv, and I am joined by my sister, Matthew Thomas.
Oh, that's a new title for me.
I like it, sister. It's like a close gay guy companion. We're sisters.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, today we're going to talk about nipples and bums and yum yum yum.
And whatever they want to talk about. Yep, let's go.
All right, so we're going to give this another shot this week. Himeros Live is sponsored by Himeros.tv. Do you think you're having great sex? Awesome. But the truth is, even bad sex feels pretty good. So maybe you could be having even better sex, but you don't even know it. It's like if you watch like black and white TV your whole life, you'd be like, oh, black and white TV is the shit. Like I really enjoy it. And then someday someone shows you like a flat panel HD color TV. That's what I want to do for you. That's what I want to do for you. I want to show you the whole new world. Himeros.tv is the website that inspires better gay sex through deeper connections, increased pleasure, and sexual exploration. Go to himeros.tv/pod to save 20% off your membership, which is little as 40 cents per day. You'll get instant access to our explicit library of cock-throbbing videos and be part of the gay porn revolution. Visit himeros.tv/pod and save 20%. Hey, girl.
What's good?
I'm in the bunker today.
I know, seriously.
For you guys listening at home, you can't necessarily see this, but I'm at my parents' house and they're entertaining. There's a whole party happening upstairs. I snuck down here into the basement and
the bomb shelter.
Yeah, I'm like ready for the end of days down here. Yeah, Matt said it looks like they need to have a yard sale.
Seriously, there's a couple of things I'm like, oh, well, put that one aside. What is it? I want to see that when I come through.
So how are you, Matthew?
I am really, really good. Traveling like crazy, like always, but got through the day, made it to my hotel, got yelled at by a couple of people, a couple of customers, but I made it through.
Yeah, anything new and exciting?
I'm actually hoping, fingers crossed, that I can work out this trip to Palm Springs, all thanks to you. So we'll see.
Matt's gonna be staying at my little place out there with your significant other, potentially.
Mm-hmm. Potentially.
Okay. Does he listen to this podcast?
No, he does not, and we're going to keep it that way. He knows that I do it. He does his own podcast too that he doesn't let me listen to, even though I think I've snuck in a couple episodes. He doesn't know that.
Does he know how often we talk about him on the podcast? Are you going to play with that pen the entire time?
No, not anymore. Actually, I'm going to put it right over there. But do we really talk? I think we've only talked about him one time, briefly.
I think it's come up
on the last episode.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, no. We're going to keep him to a minimum. We're not going to talk about him too much.
Yeah, but it'll be fun to have you guys at my place in Palm Springs. Absolutely. And what did I tell you? You were like, we're not going to have sex in your house.
I don't think I can do it.
And I was like, girl, do it. Like, of course I want you to have. I would be honored to have you guys have sex in my house. The world needs more gay sex.
All right, you say that. Just remember when you open up the fridge and you put all that food on the counter, just remember there may have been some ass and dick on that counter.
Yeah, I do have some nice sheets though, so let's not get messy. Let's keep under control. Anyway, I'm fired up today.
Why? Tell me everything.
Well, it's two things. But first of all, I had mentioned this to you earlier that I think it was either yesterday or the day before I was talking to a boy on Grindr. I feel like this is how all of our conversations start. God.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember this one.
I thought he was really cute. We had gotten to the point where I had actually invited him over my house, and he said to me, I actually took notes here, so because I want to get his quotes correct. He said, honestly, I wouldn't be down to do much because I'm not a booty call. And I was like, that's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm inviting you over for dinner. Like, let's just hang out and have fun, maybe make out, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he felt the need to say, to add to that, I'm not a hoe and I don't want STDs. What a way to like get someone in the mood, first of all.
Yeah. And secondly, well, I mean, Grindr doesn't have to be about this, but really, are you in the best place looking for connections then if you're on Grindr?
I mean, I think yes, because I found the full spectrum of experiences on Grindr. But you're right. I mean, predominantly people use it as a hookup app. But for me, it's like I get annoyed when people assume that guys who are more sexually free, like I would put myself in the category of being more sexually open, have more STDs. Like he's trying to make a connection there, I think is what he's implying. Like that I'm gonna give him something.
Oh,
And
sure.
and this annoys me because I feel like guys who are more sexually free and really open about their sexual orientation and the sex that they're having are probably, I would think, tend to be a little bit smarter about what they do and tend to get tested more. If they do have something, I feel like those people are more likely to communicate it to their partners. They're more likely to be on prep, not like being discreet and sneaking around. And so like there was issue number one with me. Issue number two is I also don't like it when guys have such a when they're afraid of like the gay sex that they crave. And I get it because I think like a lot of gay men, like we're told that we're going to die of AIDS. When I came out to my mom, told her that I was gay, she said that to me. She's like, well, I just don't want you to die of AIDS. And so I think over and over again, we think that our gay sex is going to kill us. And like to have that mentality, to be afraid of the very thing that you crave so much, I don't think that does good things for you. So my thought is like protect yourself, get on prep. Like, you know, if you get something, go get tested, get treated, and then you move on with your life.
See, but didn't he go further than that? I felt like you were saying like he said, well, something about being quote unquote clean.
Oh, I'm not even there yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm jumping the gun.
You're jumping ahead. Yeah, spoiler alert. And also he said he's not a hoe. And like I'm sorry, like I make erotic videos for like a living. I am often surrounded by hoes and whores and sluts and porn stars and sex workers.
Did he know who you were?
I don't know, but like these are some of the kindest, sweetest, most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. And from my perspective, like I think the world needs more hoes. I think the world would be a better place if more people fucked and were open about their sexuality and the sex they're having. So, also I asked him like why he had this like why this was coming up for him. And I feel like this is something Finn would have done, right? Like to like, why is this coming up for you? And he said that his last boyfriend gave him an STD, gave him chlamydia. So I don't know why he's afraid of hookups. I feel like he should be afraid of boyfriends because that's where he got
Amen to that. No, but I mean, but just take a step back because I don't think we actually touched on this. Like, what was the conversation like? Had he sent you pictures of himself?
Oh, girl, I had seen what he had for dinner.
He showed you the whole breakfast, lunch, and dinner, huh?
I saw it all.
And then he wants to say, "Oh, well, I don't want to catch anything. I don't want to." See, that's.
And I'm not a hoe. He said,
I'm just glad I'm not on that stuff anymore. Not because I mean, obviously, every once in a while, it's like, oh, like you kind of just miss like that random, spontaneous, something new, something different.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the personalities and the people and the games can't do it. I'm so glad I don't go through that anymore.
I waste so much of my life on that thing. I don't want to say waste because it is 95% like dealing with stuff, but then it's that 5% when you really do find someone that you connect with.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
It makes it worth it. It makes it worth it. So anyway, that wasn't even the bad part. The bad part, as you alluded to, then he said to me, he said, I'm clean. And that's when I was like, I can't. And there may be people, I totally recognize there's probably people listening who are like, what's so bad about saying I'm clean? Like,
get educated.
He means that he doesn't have any STDs. And yeah, so let's educate. If you don't know, then here it is. Like if you say that you're clean in reference to not having HIV or STDs, the implication is that like people that are HIV positive are dirty. And when you say that, like all it does is contribute more stigma and when there's more stigma, people are less likely to get tested. If they're less likely to get tested, then they might transmit it. It's just this horrible cycle of bullshit that you can otherwise avoid by just saying, like, instead of saying I'm clean, you can say I don't have any STDs, or here's my status. So I educated him, and he said, he's like, oh, you just need some thicker skin, and we need to agree to disagree on this.
Like, as if you're handing him like alternative facts or something.
Right? Yeah, are you Donald Trump? Like,
exactly.
Nothing to disagree about. It's like
exactly.
It's like 2 + 2 = 5 or something. Like, and to me, in all of this, the biggest. I'm sorry to go on this tangent for like.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
To me, it's like the biggest red flag in all of this is if some, like, I get that not everyone has the answers to everything, except maybe for you and I, like, we're just blessed in that sense. But if someone shows you better, then you know better, and then you do better. So if you're listening at home, if you didn't know before, now you know not to say clean, and now you will do better. You are able to listen and learn. And then he said to me, so I'm still up for dinner if you are.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so then I fucked him. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm like, you didn't tell me that part. Stop it.
Wait,
did you respond after that? Has he said anything to you since, or
he sent me some more?
You?
No, he sent me some more nudes, and then he said to me that he didn't. He said actually he just does want to hook up. He said he didn't realize that I'm 35, even though it says I'm 35, and so he doesn't want anything serious. He just wants to hook up, and he is a hoe. He was just afraid to tell me that because he wasn't sure I was going to react. So
yeah, now I'm really interested in you because you know how to be honest. Thank you.
Right.
About what you really want.
So then I fucked him. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, so should we talk about this week's video?
Sure. Let's just. I mean, we have questions too, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of questions.
All right, Leah. Let's get through this video because there's not. You go. Okay. You go. This is your.
Because also my family's upstairs. They're waiting on me for dessert. I was like, girl, I have to do my podcast.
Was that knock? I thought it was a ghost.
No, it's just they're all like walking around like they're elephants up there. So anyway, yeah, if you hear any strange sounds, I apologize. Right. So this week's video is called Daddy's Milk, and it features Tom Bentley and Max Adonis. This was actually a special request from my friend John, who was subscriber number 1 to Himeros.tv. That's right, folks. We're taking special requests. Actually, if you really do have requests, we'll film it. Let me know. This video obviously focuses very heavily on nipple play. And John always talks about how nipples are unique because you can experience like a full spectrum of touch, like from a really feathery light touch to like a hard pinch or twist, and it's all very pleasurable. So we open with Tom sucking from Max's tit on a chair on the beach. It's a very long hypnotic shot, and it's a little disturbing because he's kind of cradling Tom almost like he's like a baby
in his tidy whities.
Yeah, Matt's making a face. I love shit like that though.
I know.
I love stuff that feels like subversive and twisted. And we filmed that on a beach in Provincetown. There were people walking by, like enjoying their morning coffee, and they look over and there's these like 2 boys like nursing each other on a chair. It's Provincetown. I don't think they were that surprised.
No, I don't think it was that big of a deal to them, but okay.
So then the camera moves inside and there's more sucking and pinching of the nipples. And I think Max at some point comes in Tom's mouth. I don't even know if that's apparent on camera that happens.
I figured that's what happened towards the end, but yeah. Unless you're really paying attention, I don't think you realize.
Yeah, I think she was a swallower. Anyway, if you guys are interested, you can watch a free preview on Himeros.tv. So yeah, let's talk about nipples. What do you have to say about nipples?
I personally, for me, I'm not into nipple play. It doesn't really do anything for me. But
you're not into receiving it or giving it? I'm
not into receiving it.
Okay.
I'll give it. I mean, I think that for the most part, I do a lot of things that I don't like done to me, but I get off on my partner getting off on what's happening.
And
So
have you experienced that, like guys that are really into it?
oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And like, and at some point I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you want me to bite harder? Like that doesn't hurt. You want me to squeeze harder, twist harder? Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Um,
And it kind of does, but like that's part of the fun of it. It does
I
hurt.
guess that pain is pleasure thing has never worked for me.
Well, maybe there's an opportunity for you in nipple play, because the thing is, like, nipple sensitivity is something that can be developed over time.
Is it really?
Yeah, so just because you don't have it now doesn't mean that you can't. The more you play with it, the more sensitive they become.
No, they're sensitive, but they hurt. Like whenever someone plays with them, it legitimately hurts.
Have you tried like a softer type of touch then, like the icing of the nipples or like the licking of the nipples?
Well, they'll get really, really hard and then they'll stay that way for a long time to the point where like I can't like put my shirt back on because then it's like it's rubbing.
Girl,
And
how
then
big are they? Oh, I thought you meant like you couldn't
they're
get them
not,
over your nipples.
are you crazy?
You're like, I'm like, girl, come on.
No, and then like they get really sensitive and then they're like it like cuts them. I don't know. I just stay away from nipple play. Always.
Well, then it sounds like your nipples are really sensitive, that like this could be a little pleasure point that
The world will never know. And I'm fine with that.
well, the world might never know, but at least you guys can. You can figure it out. You can enjoy it.
Maybe.
What did you think of the video?
I mean, artistically, what I think about really all the videos, beautifully done, beautifully done. But I mean, I'm just like, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay. It just, I don't know. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
What was going on wasn't for me, but artistically, it was beautiful. And I think that because maybe I'm not like super into like, if there was one thing that I think about during hooking up or just having like intimate time with someone, the one thing that I probably don't give any attention to, if I can avoid it, probably is just the nipples. Like I'm just not into it. So I stay away from them even on the other person unless they ask me to.
Yeah.
Or I know that they're into it. So I think that for me, like, that's why particularly this week, like the video didn't resonate with me, but was it beautifully shot? Did we cover another topic that I think is important? Absolutely. Another part of the body that should be celebrated. Just for me personally, wasn't my thing.
Yeah. I mean, every body's different and every person's different and every nipple is different. I did I posted a picture on YouTube, on Instagram, I think last week, promoting a YouTube video that I did last week about nipple play. And it was kind of like leading up for today's Daddy's Milk video. And the picture on Instagram got deleted.
Why?
I don't know if they thought, like, it was a picture, it was my nipples, like a close-up shot of my nipple, and I was pinching it. And it said to me that it was deleted because Instagram is a safe place for everyone. And I was like, okay. Like,
what happened to like the free the nipple movement? Like, why was this a problem?
Also, it's a man's nipple. I don't know if they thought it was a woman's nipple. Like, I'm like, who are you trying to keep? Like, who is being made unsafe by seeing a picture of my nipple? And is my nipple even that, like, is my nipple that powerful that it can be dangerous? Like, for what audience does my nipple make it unsafe? I was like, is it children? Children suck nipples. Like, children drink breast milk. So
is there a place on Instagram where if something gets removed, you can like respond or you can appeal it, or is it just gone?
No. If they deleted my entire account, which they threatened to do, they said if you continue to post stuff like this, then they'll delete my account, and then I could protest it.
No,
not for nothing. It also had 17,000 likes, so I was sad to see that one go.
Instagram needs to develop some sort of an appeal button. If they're going to have the option out there for people to feel offended and to draw attention to things that maybe don't belong there should be an appeal option for that user's account where they can speak with Instagram about it. Because I've heard of too many people where things like this happen and their account is gone. Because remember, years ago, you lost your original account.
Yeah, it was
Didn't
for
you?
Bulge. Yeah, and you should see the shit that's on Instagram. Like what I posted is nothing even remotely like near the stuff that I see on there. Also, like sexuality, sex, nudity, all that aside, like I see on Instagram people fighting, I see guns, I see blood, I see
Mm,
violence.
mm-hmm.
Like if you want to talk
And
about what
him.
makes Instagram a unsafe place, like I think pleasure is not what you need to be worried about. I think what you need to be worried about, I think guns make places unsafe. I think violence makes places unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
But they're just reacting. They're not actually taking a step further and looking into what's really happening. They're just reacting to what someone feels or however many people feel, and they're just removing it, I guess, because that's
Yeah.
what's easier.
I doubt a person even looked at it. It's probably just
No,
like it gets a certain number of flags and they delete it. But
no. But you tell me, what did you think about the video? What you said, it was John was the first person that signed up for the site.
yeah, John
It
had
was his
requested
response.
it. Yeah.
So what did John say that he was looking for?
Yeah, he hasn't given me feedback, but he's also very advanced in nipple play, and I think that this is probably like nipple play. I'm sure he enjoyed it because
Uh-huh.
Max, the guy whose nipples are getting sucked on, has like really nice, prominent nipples. They're very suckable, if you will. If nipples, yeah, of course nipples can be suckable. It's the whole point.
Absolutely, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know what he thought. The YouTube video that I did, that I was promoting with the Instagram picture that got deleted, in it I tried 9 different things that you can do for like your own nipple play. So they were: number 1, twist them; 2, pinch them; 3, ice them; 4, tease them, like light touch; 5, clamp them. I bought like nipple clamps; 6, massage them; 7, suction them. They have these little like suction cups that you put on your nipples.
Okay.
Those felt great. 8, heat or wax them. I dripped wax on my nipples.
How'd that feel?
Horrible, girl. Have you ever dripped wax on anything?
Mm, no.
Girl, it's so hot. I didn't realize how hot it would be.
Wait, like, so you got your own wax, heated it up, and you put it, like, was it on your nipple or did you put it?
Yeah, my nipple right on my tit.
When did you do this, and were you by yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself. It was last week. It's on YouTube. It's on my channel. You people can go watch it. No, yeah, it's a lot. But I bought a candle. I actually went to a sex shop. I like thought this all through. I went to a sex shop and I bought
Mm-hmm.
a sex candle, like for wax that you're supposed to do that with. And I
Mm-hmm.
guess I just thought that like maybe because I'm buying it at a sex shop that's for this purpose, that it wasn't going to be so hot. So I was like, let me test this on my hand. So I light the candle. Girl, that fucking wax like burned my hand.
Wait. So there's a special candle to use and that you would buy from a sex shop that's different from any other candle
Probably different only in the sense that it's like
in a
5
sex
times
shop.
the price. Yeah. But it's like $10 instead of like 50 cents.
Okay.
So yeah, but I thought the wax would have like a lower melting point or I don't know what I thought. So I did it to my hand, burnt my hand. It was like incredibly painful. And my nipples are super sensitive.
So
I
you
think,
put it on your nipple after you put it on your hand?
well, girl, I was like already there and the camera was rolling. What was I
my
gonna
God.
do? So
Not do it?
I did it.
Well, let me watch that later so I can get a good laugh. Okay.
Yeah, girl, it burnt like a bitch. It was so bad. I can't even
Oh
describe it. And
my
my nipples are like
God.
so sensitive. So
So are you healed? Like, are you okay? Do they still bother you a little
I mean, it
bit?
didn't like I didn't get like 3rd-degree burn. Like it didn't fall off. My nipple's still there. It's fine. But
Mm.
it's just that initial impact when it like hits your cold skin, the hot wax, it's like sizzles. Um yeah, not that was intense. That's not in my wheelhouse. The 9th thing in the video was supposed to be you're supposed to be able to bite your nipple. Can you bite your nipple? I can't bite my nipple.
Mm-mm. I
Yeah.
can lick it.
You can lick your nipple?
I think so.
I can't.
I think so.
Did you just do it?
No. We'll find out. That's for the after show.
So, I guess this is the part where I would share something a little bit uncomfortable, which is, well, you and I both kind of in general enjoy younger guys.
Don't let me into this.
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Okay.
We
Was
both
that a
do
secret?
enjoy.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's not a secret. Yes, we both do.
Okay. I enjoy younger guys. And
we enjoy younger guys. Yes, we do.
And I enjoy guys my own age and older guys too, but I have a soft spot for younger guys. Yeah, I mean at some point. I really like when a younger guy like licks or sucks on my nipples.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like it's because you know I like aspire to be a daddy. I don't know if it's because this is the daddy thing. I mean, actually, it's more mommy, if anything. But it's like that nurturing thing. Maybe I'm a mommy. Am I okay with that? What does that even mean? Who am I?
I don't. I mean, wait. I mean, is it like just the sensation? Is it the looking down at them as they're doing it?
All
like,
it. Oh my God, I fucking love looking down and seeing them sucking on my nipples.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way when they're giving you head?
No. Mm-mm. And you know the couple that I hooked up with? I hooked up with a couple and they were both 21 and I was like, can you guys like suck on my nipples? And I had like one on either tit and it was just wonderful. I was like, this is what I'm meant to do. This is my, this is it. And I have such big tits too. You know?
Oh my God.
All right, let's move on to the questions.
Yeah, what do we got? You've shared enough for today.
So this is a question that I answered on YouTube earlier in the week, and I want to get your take on it. So I believe his name is Mark. Mark says, you love to talk about gay sex, so I wanted to ask you about a situation involving my boyfriend. He won't bottom, ever. So I want to see if you can give me some advice. I kind of went on about this earlier, but I'm curious to hear your take. What if it's a situation, and here we're differentiating for everyone listening at home. He's not saying that his boyfriend like prefers to top, or it to me what this sounds like is his boyfriend refuses to bottom. Like it's not even like there's a difference between being like, oh yeah, I'd rather top, and being like, I am not ever going to take a dick. And we're putting him in that category.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we need to understand the why, because there's too many things there's too many different types of advice that we could give him. Maybe his boyfriend had some sort of traumatic experience and maybe that's why he doesn't want to. Maybe he finds it to be extremely painful. Like, what is this? What is the why behind that? I mean, for me personally, and you and I have talked about this, like I prefer to top. And when I say prefer, like that's almost like a strong, I really don't like to bottom. It's not my thing. It's always been like a very, very painful experience, even with when I think I'm with someone who is like experienced at what they're doing. And I guess I can talk about this. So my boyfriend is extremely well endowed, and for me, I look at it and I'm like, that ain't going anywhere back there. It's not happening. Like, it's just I've had trouble with something that's half that size, quarter of that size. That thing,
And see, that's a very honest like conversation that like that one could have with their partner and be like, what is that why? And like if you bring up past experiences and it hurt and like this is why I'm where I'm at, then like that's really important. I do think, unlike you, I do think there's a lot of guys who don't bottom not because of trauma or because of past experiences, but they don't want to bottom because of the stigma around bottoming. That like in the gay community, that's seen as the thing that's more feminine, and to be a woman, I guess, is a bad thing. Like that's to be vulnerable, that's to be less of a man. And I think in a world that tells us that we're less than for being gay, like, you know, some people have internalized homophobia. And like if that's the case, yeah, we all have, and it can be a difficult conversation to have. But if your boyfriend, I said this in my response, was like something like, if you can't have an honest conversation about bottoming, then he's probably not worth bottoming for.
That's very true. But I will say, like, even like, as much as I don't like it, I'm still finding ways of getting more comfortable. Like, I was talking to you about this, like that numbing cream or whatever it is that's out there. So that way, when I do it, I'm not going to be in pain, hopefully any pain, and because I can't bring myself to relax. It still makes me so uncomfortable. So I'm thinking that might hurt, and I want to do it. I want to try it because it's what he's into, and it's what he wants to try, and I don't want to take anything off the table between us.
Yeah, and you have an openness and a willingness to explore that, and honestly, like, you could work with a coach that could teach you about relaxing and breathing, and there's a lot you could do. But like, that's not like what I'm hearing from this guy is like an outright refusal for any of that.
Oh, absolutely, and we need to figure out the why. So they need to talk.
Question number 2. I love this question because it's just so easy. Okay. What's your favorite lube and why?
Are we allowed to name, like, are we allowed to just throw out names of other?
Yeah, I mean, not sponsoring this, but like, mine's Wet Platinum.
Mine's gun oil.
What kind of gun oil? Is it silicone?
It's the silicone base. I always stick with the silicone base. I don't like water-based. It's too sticky, and you have to keep. I haven't found a water-based lube that doesn't require me to constantly get more lube. Whereas the silicone, I can use it, and generally we're good.
I will say the one bad thing about it, you have to really put down like a blanket or a towel or something, because it will ruin your sheets. It does not come out of stuff. And it gets like all over your house. Like doorknobs, everything. But
what am I walking into when I get to Palm Springs?
I was just thinking, I just washed them off my headboard the other day. Yeah, just don't touch anything.
Right.
But when you're in the shower or you're in a pool, you can actually, I've used silicone-based lube in a hot tub before. And like, you can do stuff underwater. It opens up a whole new world.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Question number 3. This is another short one.
Okay.
How big of an age difference is too big? I think that's like asking how big of a cock is too big. Girl, it depends on the hole.
You know what? Honestly, though, like, you're absolutely right, because I think that, at least for you and I, we like to, more often than not, to date someone that happens to be younger than us. And being in my 30s and wanting and dating someone that is in their 20s, I feel like for me right now, going over a decade is too much. Yeah. Because at that point, we grew up in different periods where on different music, you watch different cartoons, television, whatever. Like, you don't have like some of the basic things in common. But I think that if I'm in my 40s and I'm dating someone in my 30s, or I'm in my 50s and I'm dating someone that's in their 30s, like, I don't necessarily think that it's the same. But I think that if you're on the younger end of things, 10 years.
Wow, that's a very definitive, like, one size fits all answer. I was gonna say it's just different because like, for me, 10 years would be a guy that's 25, and most of the guys that I've dated have been significantly younger than that. And
you don't want to put the number out there?
And I've enjoyed it quite thoroughly. So listen, they're in college. They're in college. Yeah, I'm like, if it's not like 12 years, 13 years, I'm not interested.
Wow.
Difference, not 12 years old. I meant 12 years. But I live in Palm Springs, and like, my God, like, if you like, 15 years doesn't even constitute an age difference in Palm Springs. It's like, if it's not 30, 25, 30 years, it's not even an age difference. So
I don't know. I think from a practical standpoint, I think that the you have a better chance of connecting with someone that is within 10 years. Now, can you connect with someone that's 12, 15, hell, 20, 30 years older than you? Absolutely. But I also think that depending upon the age that you happen to be at versus where they're at, that can also create more challenges. And we're talking about like relationships, right? We're not talking about just we're not talking about a hookup.
They didn't specify, but I love that you're the voice of reason in all this. I'm like, get it, girl, get it. Just do it.
Well, I mean,
Live
if
your
it's a
daddy fantasy
hookup,
dreams.
if it's a hookup, you do what you do, just keep it legal. But I'm serious. I mean, from a relationship standpoint, I do think that you got to be a little bit more practical. I mean, it can still work. I've seen it work, but it comes with more challenges when your age gap is wider.
Well, thank you. Thank you for those words of wisdom.
Don't shade me. You better mean it. I'm not
shading you. So next week, we're going to talk about a video titled Laughter is Orgasm. In the meantime, make sure you join us on himeros.tv with a 20% discount at himeros.tv/pod. That's pod as in P-O-D. It's HIMEROS.tv/pod. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks, Matthew, for being here.
You're welcome. It was fun.
It was fun.
As always.
And as always, do you know what I say?
More
to
come.
Bye, guys.